Hello everyone, I am Jessie. In this video, we will study the axis of motion of transverse tarsal joint. Transverse tarsal joint. Transverse tarsal joint include two joints. These are talonavicular and calcaneocuboid joint. The navicular and cuboid are fixed in weight-bearing position. Movements are produced by the talus and calcaneum. The talus moves on a navicular and calcaneum moves on a cuboid to produce movements in transverse tarsal joint. The talus and calcaneum forms another joint, that is subtalar joint. So the movements happen in the subtalar joint is highly related to the transverse tarsal joint. Axis of motion. This joint has two axes, longitudinal axis and oblique axis. Longitudinal axis. This axis is having an orientation of a 15 degree from the transverse plane and orientation of 9 degree from the sagittal plane. The predominant motions are inversion and eversion. This axis also have dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, abduction and adduction. Oblique axis. This axis is deviated from the transverse plane by 52 degree and it also away from the sagittal plane by 57 degree. The predominant movements are inversion, eversion and also have dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, abduction, adduction. These movements are combined to produce supination and pronation. In the subtalar movements, 1/3 to 1/2 range will be possible at the transverse tarsal joint. Functions of transverse tarsal joint. Adds motions of subtalar joint. It compensates between rear foot and forefoot. Weight bearing rear foot pronation. When the medial rotation of the tibia happens, the subtalar joint goes for pronation. The transverse tarsal joint has two possibilities in this position. That is, the transverse tarsal joint can either supinate or pronate. In the unilateral phase, the transverse tarsal joint bad, like the whole foot, will come away from the ground and that person definitely fall down. But in bilateral standing, it's not a difficult one because the base of support is greater. To prevent the falling in unilateral or swing phase, supination of transverse tarsal joint compensates the pronation of subtalar joint. Weight bearing rear foot supination. The lateral rotation of the tibia produces the subtalar supination. The transverse tarsal joint also goes for supination because the subtalar supination is closed back position. So this position increases strain in ligaments. The next video we will continue the arches of foot. Thank you.